Galahad, your command.
It may be 2015, but the realistic look of a soon-to-be-released PlayStation 4 game could convince you otherwise.
You play the game as Galahad, who is actually one of the Knights of the Round Table. King Arthur centuries ago formed the Knights of the Round Table, and we're just basically now in the 1800s seeing how that's evolved over time.
The Order, 1886, is set to release on February 20th, but CNET recently visited Sony for a sneak peek. Players use an array of weapons, ranging from rifles to an arc induction lance that's inspired by the real work of inventor Nikola Tesla.
And the way that it works is it basically builds up a gigantic charge, and it has these almost antenna-like lightning rods on it that the electricity is allowed to kind of flow like a Jacob's ladder as it builds up, and then the player releases the trigger and the lightning comes out of the weapon, arcs over objects, and hits conductive things like characters, and it just obliterates whatever you hit with it.
Among the things you'll want to obliterate, half-breeds, part human, part beast, and the Knight's enemy number one.
Galahad.
The game developer, Ready at Dawn, used the processing power of the PlayStation 4 to give the Order a cinematic feel.
In a virtual environment, one of the things that's very telling is the way that light in our world interacts with the things that it kind of bounces off of. It's very specific, and if you figure out the science of that, you can kind of break it down and figure out how do you have to construct and light your world.
Borrowing a technique from the film industry, Ready at Dawn strapped head-mounted cameras to actors for the game to help solve a long-time graphics challenge: facial expressions.
The camera that's mounted on this boom off of the headpiece that they're wearing has a little tiny camera on it, and it's got a light on it, so they're being kind of bombarded by light, but it's so we get a really good image. And then we record their facial performance with their body. So when they're on set and they're acting and they're moving around, we're getting a full head-to-toe performance that's basically time-synced.
Tell every able knight to converge towards Whitechapel.
Rebels down!
And for an extra dose of realism, the game is rendered on the fly, so as you play, you won't be jumping back and forth between narrative elements and gameplay.
One of the greatest things for us is that you're never really leaving the game, so to speak.
The final effect? An immersive experience that could make you believe monsters actually roamed around London. In San Mateo, I'm Sumi Das, CNET.com for CBS News.